So here's a situation every DevOps engineer knows. You're out, you're away from your desk, and you get that message. Something is broken and all you've got is your phone. Now the old way is you SSH in from your phone, and let's just say that this experience is pretty awful. You have a tiny keyboard, you write kubectl commands with your thumbs, it's miserable, and by the time you're actually done, you've probably made the outage even worse. But what if instead you could just text your cluster? Ask it things like, hey, what's broken? And then it just tells you. You go on and say, fix it, and then it fixes it. That's exactly what we are building today, an AI SRE agent that lives next to your Kubernetes cluster, connects to Telegram, and lets you manage infrastructure from absolutely anywhere. You can easily do it from your phone, you can easily do it from a cafe, from literally anywhere that has signal. By the way, my name is Flavius and I've been in the DevOps space for more than a decade. I post new videos once every 2 weeks, so subscribe if you want to see more DevOps and AI content. So how are we actually going to do this? Well, we're going to use the Hermes Agent, which is an open source AI agent. And if you're already paying for ChatGPT, this actually won't cost you any extra cents. I'll explain the Claude situation too, because it changed recently, and most of the videos get this wrong, so let's get into it and see how we can do it. So right now you might be thinking, but what actually is a Hermes agent? Well, a Hermes agent is actually an open source AI agent from News Research. It's actually MIT licensed, and you should think of it as the layer between a large language model and your actual computer. It literally gives your AI hands. It can help it run terminal commands, read and write files, search the web, and crucially for us, it actually connects to Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, and all the major messaging platforms through a built-in gateway. For this example, the architecture is that simple. Hermes just runs on a machine that has kubectl access to your cluster. You then connect it to Telegram, and then you basically tell your agent you are a Kubernetes SRE, here's my cluster, just help me manage it. And by default, this just works. The agent can already run shell commands. If kubectl is installed, it can actually run kubectl, and this is our entire integration. Alright, let's set this up. I'm actually running this on my local machine with a minikube cluster, but this works exactly the same on a VPS, a home lab server, or a jump box in your VPC. So right now I'm on the installation page of the Hermes agent, and don't worry, this link will be available in the description. And there are two ways that you can actually use to install it. You can install the Hermes desktop on macOS or Windows, which is the recommended way. And you can also do a command line only installation without Hermes desktop. And because I like Linux people a lot, I'm just going to use it like this from the command line, even though I'm using a Mac. So let's copy this command. And now just open a terminal and run it. And after the installation actually finishes, you're going to get three options: the quick setup, full setup, and blank slate. We will go for a full setup right here because we want to control everything that's going to happen. So in this next screen, you have to select your LLM provider. If you already pay for ChatGPT, you're actually in the best position. Hermes supports Codex OAuth with device code authentication. You log in through your browser, and Hermes uses the Codex models on your existing ChatGPT plan. Plus, Pro, Team, everything works. You don't need any API key or any separate bill. If you already pay for Claude, here's the part that actually changed. In early 2026, Anthropic actually updated their terms. So now subscription OAuth tokens don't work in third-party tools anymore. You can still connect Claude to Hermes, but it actually requires the max plan plus separately purchased extra usage credits. And basically, Hermes will burn through those credits, not through your base subscription. So I wouldn't actually recommend this because for Claude users this is not free. Your other option is a regular Anthropic API key and you pay per token. So what I'll do here is I'll actually use OpenAI because I don't like surprise bills. And then I'll select OpenAI Codex. And next we have to open this URL in our browser and enter this code. And if you haven't already, just go to your user right here, select settings, and then go to your security and login, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll need to actually enable device code authorization for codecs. And now you have to actually paste that device code to grant access to Codex CLI, and I'll just paste it in here. And we can now just close this page and go back to our terminal. Now we have to select the default model. I'll go for GPT 5.5 because I don't want to spend extra tokens on these other ones because this is just a simple demo. In this next screen, you can actually select your terminal backend. So I'll do local for this one, but you could easily do Docker, Modal, or any other option that you can see here. In this next screen, you can actually configure different integrations. And for this demo, I'll actually do Telegram. Then in here we have different tools for the CLI, and I'm going to leave them toggled on. So we do web search and scraping, browser automation, terminal and processes, file operations, code execution, vision and image analysis. Well, I think we don't need this one, right? And we don't need image generation as well. We don't need text to speech, or we could do text to speech actually because we are going to use our phones. Skills, task planning, memories, okay, session searching, okay, clarifying questions, task delegation, cron jobs, and computer use. I guess this is good enough for now. So now for the browser, I'm going to go for a local browser. For the search provider, I'm actually going to use DuckDuckGo. And now we're basically done. The only thing we have to do is just reload our shell. So just copy and paste this command. And we're good to go. Now let's configure our agent. So Hermes actually uses a few markdown files for identity and knowledge. And here's a pro tip most people actually miss. There are two files and they have pretty different jobs. So Soul.md is the agent's identity, who it is, how it talks, is the first thing loaded into every prompt. Agents.md is the operational knowledge, commands, paths, infrastructure facts. The docs are explicit about the split, and using it properly keeps your agent's personality clean. So after you install Hermes, it actually creates a folder into your home directory, which is called Hermes. So let's see it here. And in here we have the soul.md file, so let's open it. And you can see this is the default text. I'm just going to modify it and add something else. So this is what I want to have in my Soul.md file, and don't worry, this will be in a pinned comment. So you are a Kubernetes site reliability engineer. Your job is keeping the cluster healthy and helping the on-call engineer diagnose and fix issues fast. You should be calm under pressure, keep responses short and actionable. The engineer reading your messages is probably on a phone, and this is very, very important because you don't need to guess. If you're not sure, you just run a command and check. So let's save this one. And now let's create the agents.md in the Hermes directory again. So agents.md. And in here, I'm going to give it more details about what it should do. So this is my cluster with its context. It's running on my local machine. These are the namespaces you need to watch, key deployments, tools available. And this is the incident response process. You assess, you identify, suggest a fix, and verify the fix worked before declaring victory. And again, don't worry, this is also available in a comment as well. Let's save this one and exit. So now let's verify if this is actually working. So let's do a Hermes chat. And you can see it open the Hermes agent, and we can type our message in here. So tell me what you are doing and what tools do you have access to. And you can see that it's operating as our Kubernetes SRE assistant. It's following the Soul, so it's calm, short, actionable, and doesn't guess. It's loading the agents.md. It knows that it can do Kubernetes commands via terminal like kubectl, Helm, Docker, and other stuff like that. So let's now see if it can actually access our cluster. So can you tell me if something is wrong with my cluster? And it ran a couple of commands, and it tells me, yes, the cluster is down. The current context minikube failed because we have a refused connection. So what we have to do is actually run minikube start profile minikube. So what I'll do is I'll ask it to do it for us. So do it for me. And we can see it ran the minikube start command, and then it ran get nodes and get events to understand what is happening in my cluster. And it came back with the critical visible issues as well. And now let's actually connect Telegram, and this is the fun part, so let's just open it. And in Telegram, you have to search for BotFather, and then you just click on Start. And BotFather tells you that it can help you actually create and manage Telegram bots. So if you're new to the bot API, please see the manual if you want, but I'm not new, so I just want to create a new bot. So let's run the new bot command. It then asks me how I want to call it. So let's say KTS SRE agent. And now we need to actually choose a username for our bot. It must end in bot. So let's say KTS SRE agent bot. And now we have the new bot and we find it right here, and we can add a description, about section, and profile picture if we want. Then we also have this API token that will be actually needed by Hermes in order to communicate with this bot. You will actually need your user ID as well from your Telegram account, and basically what you have to do is send a message to the user info bot, and don't worry, this will be in the video description as well. And you get this ID from here. So save this ID and the token and go back to your terminal. And now let's do a Hermes gateway setup. And in here, we're going to select Telegram. Then we have two options here. The first one is automatic. You just scan a QR code, confirm it in Telegram, and you're done. And you don't need to copy paste any tokens. Or you can create a bot like we did with BotFather, and we can paste the token. So let's do the manual one. I'll just paste the token here. And now what we are going to do is actually we are going to restrict who can use our bot based on the user ID that we found by messaging the user info bot on Telegram. So let's paste that here as well. And as you can see, Telegram is now configured, so we can click on Done. Now it asks us if we want to start the gateway, so let's say yes. It also asks us if we want to start the gateway automatically on login boot, so let's say yes again. And now we're actually good, so let's just do a status to see if this is working properly. So you can see it's actually running properly. So let's go to Telegram now and message our bot and see if the Hermes agent is going to respond. And that's it. That's the whole integration. There is no webhooks, no Nginx reverse proxy, no certificates. Hermes actually handles the entire Telegram connection for us. And right here, I just sent it a message and I asked it, hey, how's my cluster doing? And we can see what kind of commands it actually ran. And then we can see exactly what issues we have in our Kubernetes cluster. So we have a bad image tag for this one. For example, a duplicate node exporter port conflict and other things like that. So let's ask it to actually run this for us and fix it. So let's fix this and then come back and let me know if it's actually working. And we can see that it was actually fixed. It couldn't actually use the latest tag because this was blocked by Kyverno, and it managed to find a workaround instead and use this 1.25 image per se. So now everything is successfully rolled out. We have 1 out of 1 ready. It's running. We don't have any restart. Now, before someone in the comments actually says it, yes, we just gave an LLM terminal access to a cluster. So let's talk guardrails, because this is the difference between a cool demo and a career limiting incident. So the first guardrail that we actually used is the allowed users restriction we set. And this is basically the first line of defense. Only I can access this bot, nobody else. Secondly, what we can do is actually scope the kubeconfig. We can give Hermes a dedicated service account with RBAC limited to what you can actually want it doing. You can start by doing read-only, just getting, listing, describing, and seeing logs. You can just let it diagnose and you run the fixes for the first few weeks. And this will actually make Hermes earn trust gradually, exactly like you would with a junior engineer. Third, keep in mind that Hermes actually supports sandbox terminal backends. One config line runs every command inside Docker instead of your host shell. And fourth, and this is very, very important, don't point this at production from day one. Start from minikube, then maybe go to staging, then maybe prod with RBAC doing the heavy lifting. The agent will be only as dangerous as the credentials and RBAC you hand it, so scope the credentials, and you can be exactly as adventurous as your RBAC allows. So now you've actually got a Kubernetes SRE agent that lives on your machine, talks to you through Telegram, and runs on the LLM subscription you already have if you are a ChatGPT user. There are 3 things that actually make the setup useful. So the Telegram integration is actually built in. The Soul.md and Agents.md split gives you an agent that actually knows your infrastructure, not a generic chatbot. And with scoped role-based access control, you can actually control exactly how much power it has. If you want to take this further, I've got more Hermes and DevOps content coming, so subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. And in the comments, just tell me, what's the worst place you've ever been paged from? But I'll go first. I once debugged an infrastructure downtime from a wedding. This was not my proudest moment, to be honest, but somebody had to do it. Again, if you found this useful, please hit that like button. And that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.